Hello students, you are welcome to Prepclass Tutors. And if you look on your screen, you will see Jamb Chemistry 2019. So today, with Prepclass Tutors, we are going to be solving past questions on Jamb Chemistry for the year 2019. My name is Mr. Chima, and I will be your tutor to anchor this section with you. So first and foremost, students, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos. If you look below there, you will see a comment section box. We urge you to try as much as possible to drop one or two comments of what you think about our videos. This is going to serve as a feedback so that we'll be very sure that our videos have been very helpful to you guys. Okay, now in the previous section of this Jamb past questions on Chemistry 2019, we have solved questions 1 to 35. So today, Mr. Chima is going to be taking you on questions 36 to 40 in order to round up the year, which is our 2019. Okay, without wasting your time, let us start. On your screen there, you have question number 36. Question number 36, and it says, which of the following equations shows that a reaction is in equilibrium? Which of the following equations shows that a reaction is in equilibrium? A, is it delta G is less than 0? B, is it delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S? C, is it delta G is greater than 0? And D, is it delta G is equal to 0? Now, what is delta G? Now, in energy chemistry, delta G simply means free energy and is defined as the energy responsible for bringing about a reaction or a chemical change. Do you understand? So when a chemical reaction occurs, delta G is responsible for causing or bringing about that reaction. Now, delta G can either be positive, negative, or 0. That's delta G can either be high, low, or 0. Now, if delta G is positive, it simply means that what? The reaction will not take place. So for a reaction to take place, delta G must be what? Negative. Now you can see what I said here. I said for a spontaneous change to occur or for a reaction to occur, delta G must be negative. That is a decrease in free energy. And if delta G is positive, the reaction will not take place unless some conditions such as an increase in temperature is met. Are you following? So if delta G is negative, reaction will take place. Talking about spontaneity, reaction will take place maybe. Delta G is positive, reaction will not take place unless some conditions are maybe increase in temperature or pressure that will now make the reaction to what? Take place. Are you following? Now if delta G is 0, then the chemical system is in the state of equilibrium. And this happens when enthalpy and entropy are both positive and negative. Enthalpy, which is the heat energy, the heat change. Entropy, which is the degree of randomness of the substance. Okay, so the best answer here is that delta G is 0. So for a chemical system to be in equilibrium, delta G must be equal to 0. Okay. Question number 37. Ethene reacts with hydrogen bromide to give A is this CH2Br2, B is this CH3CH2Br, C is this CH2H2Br2, and D is this CHBr3. Now, for you to know the correct answer, you must understand the reaction between ethene and hydrogen bromide. Of course, ethene has double bond, so that reaction is an addition reaction, whereby the hydrogen and the bromine will be added to that double bond to make a single bond. Now, I said that ethene undergoes addition reaction with hydrogen halides. Hydrogen halides include hydrogen iodide, hydrogen bromide, hydrogen fluoride, even hydrogen chloride, and even hydrogen fluoride. So all these halogens, iodine, bromine, chlorine, when they are in combination with hydrogen, we call them hydrogen halides. So ethene undergoes addition reaction with hydrogen halides to give alkyl halides. So with hydrogen bromide, it will give bromoethane. You can see the reaction here. CH2H4, which is ethene, will react with HBr to give you CH3CH2Br or C2H5Br. So in this C2H4, one H will join with this the first carbon atom. Then this Br will now join with the other one. So that will now give me from CH3. I would have opened this one, but anyway, let's continue. That will give me CH3, CH2Br or C2H5Br, and this is what bromoethane. Bromoethane. So the correct answer is CH3, CH2Br. Okay. 38. The solution that will conduct the highest amount of electricity is it 0.5 mole per dm cube hydrochloric acid? Is it 2.0 mole per dm cube hydrochloric acid? Is it 0.5 mole per dm cube ethanoic acid? Is it 2.0 mole per dm cube ethanoic acid? So which of these four will conduct the highest amount of electricity? Now that simply means we are considering between hydrogen chloride and ethanoic acid. Now look at what I said. I said hydrogen chloride or hydrochloric acid is a strong acid. It will ionize completely in water to give a high concentration of hydrogen and what? Anions. As opposed to place anions here, it's supposed to be anions. To give a high concentration of hydrogen and anions, making it a perfect electrolyte. So any compound that can dissolve in water and dissociate into cations and anions is able to conduct electricity, and such a compound is known as what? An electrolyte. So this hydrogen chloride or hydrochloric acid to dissociate to give hydrogen ion and chloride ion. Hydrogen ion are positively charged, so they are cations. Chloride ions are negatively charged, so they are anions. Do you understand? So with that, it is going to give a strong what? Electrolyte, because there will be movement of what? Positively charged, negatively charged ions. And also the concentration of hydrogen is higher in hydrochloric acid. Now look at ethanoic acid. Ethanoic acid is a weak acid and partially ionized in water with a low concentration of hydrogen ions. So considering between these two, you will notice that hydrochloric acid in water, it has a high concentration of hydrogen ions. So these two, like this ethanoic acid, ionized about 4% in water. So this hydrochloric acid has more concentration of hydrogen ions, so it will conduct more electricity than ethanoic acid. So now, we will remove ethanoic acid, of course, and we'll consider between 0.5 mole per dm hydrochloric acid and 2.0 mole per dm hydrochloric acid. Now, if you look at these two, you see that 2.0 mole per dm hydrochloric acid is more concentrated than this 0.5 mole per dm cube, because of course it will have more concentration of hydrogen ion and also the chloride ions. So this one will conduct more electricity. So the correct answer is option B, because it has more concentration of the acid than this 0.5 mole of hydrochloric acid. I believe you understand this. Okay. Question number 39. Substances employed as drying agents are they usually amphoteric, hygroscopic, efflorescent, or acidic? Yeah? Let us see. Now, looking at their definitions, amphoteric, this simply means oxides or hydroxides that can react with both an acid and a base. That's the meaning of amphoteric. Oxides or hydroxides that can react with both an acid and a base. A very good example of an amphoteric oxide or amphoteric hydroxide are aluminum oxide, aluminum hydroxide, zinc oxide, zinc hydroxide, they are amphoteric oxides or hydroxides. Hygroscopic. These are substances that absorb moisture when exposed to air and they become thick liquid. If they are solids, they will absorb moisture. As you expose them to air, they will absorb moisture. Are you following? As you expose them to air, a very good example is fused calcium chloride. So if you expose them to too much, they absorb moisture and they will become thick liquid. But if they are liquids, they absorb moisture and they become dilute. Example is H2SO4, hydrochloric acid. So hydrochloric substances that absorb moisture on exposure to air. Efflorescents are substances that will lose water when you expose them to air. A very good example is washing soda. If you expose washing soda to air, it's going to lose 9 out of its 10 molecules of water of crystallization. So these ones are the ones that lose water and exposure to efflorescence. Acidic, you know what acidic are? Substances that can neutralize or substances that can be neutralized with base or alkalis to form salt and water. So out of all this one now, which one matches this drying agent? Of course, drying agent must be substances that can absorb water, which is moisture. So the best answer is hygroscopic substances. They are mostly used as drying agents. Silica gel, fused calcium chloride are very good examples. So the answer is what? Hygroscopic substances. Okay. Question number 40. Which of the following is found in cotton? Starch, cellulose, fat, oil. Now, as cotton is, that cotton bulb, it contains starch, cellulose, fat, it contains the 4 of them. But in this case, they are now asking you the predominant one, most especially after cotton has been processed. Cotton bulb is usually harvested, treated in the industry, spin into threads, and used to weave clothes. So for you to do that, it simply means it's high in fiber. And out of all these ones, one that is high in fiber is cellulose. After processing cotton usually contains about 99% of cellulose. Remember that this cellulose material is that strengthening material that is found in plants that strengthens that cell wall. That is why sometimes when we eat food full of vegetables, what happens when you go to the toilet, you will still be seeing those vegetables in the water closet because our system has no enzyme that can digest this cellulose and break it down. Are you following? Into glucose. But there are some animals that can do that, like the ruminant animals. So this cellulose is what is responsible for that fibrous nature of cotton. So the answer there is what? Cellulose. So the best answer is what? Cellulose. All right. Okay, students, we've come to the end of today's section of learning chemistry or solving chemistry with Prepclass, where we looked at past questions on chemistry for the year 2019. We solved questions 36 to 40. Now, looking below here, you see a link. We want you to copy and paste this link on your browser. It is going to lead you to our WhatsApp group. So we are urging you to join our WhatsApp group because when you do so, you'll be having info and updates on the latest video we have on YouTube that is going to be very, very helpful to you. So, till we meet again, I still remain Mr. Chima. Bye and stay safe.